Welcome to Mexico City, where the air is thin, the speeds are high, and the margins are razor sharp. At over 2,200 meters above sea level, the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez challenges drivers like nowhere else. A blast into turn one, precision through the S's, and a breathtaking run through the stadium. This is the Mexico City Grand Prix, and anything can happen into that first corner. Hello and welcome everybody to the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. A track length of 2.674 miles or 4.304 kilometers. It was founded in 1954. Unchanged since 1994. We are located in Mexico City, of course. We have a couple keys to the race for you tonight. Survive the run down to turn one. It's long, fast, and it's draft heavy, which means late braking and dive bombs are guaranteed. Number two, getting traction out of the slow corners. Since Mexico City has several low-speed traction zones, turn 3 and turn 4, especially the stadium section, the Porsche Cup cars punish throttle mistakes hard. Number 3, you have to manage the rear tire life. The rears will take a beating here with all the traction zones plus long loaded corners. Overdriving early will mean no grip late in the game. Number 4, the stadium section discipline. The iconic stadium section looks cool, but it's a lap time killer if you mess it up. Be precise over the curbs, don't overattack the entry, and focus on your clean exits. Mistakes here cost momentum all the way onto the straightaway. Take a look at the championship points as well. It'll be Matt Webb leading with 199 with Mert Menderes in P2. Only 2 points back with Nick Elsner, 5 points back from the leader. Ben Georgiev in fourth. Tessitore, Cardulo, Richards, Kenny, Arnaud, Simpkins, Horn, Gabbiati, Clark, Pizzetti, Grabner, Brandt, Corbett, Aletto. From Aletto, it's Jack McCarthy, Luati, Williams, Stagnito, Buccanelli, Beaton, Hussein, Cloaric, Ewers, Falchi. That's just a few. We still have Tonks, Darsh, Bruckner, Marcilla, Nugamov, Hines, Neznov, Marshall, Casimiri, Finn, Caitlin, Holy Toledo, Ghazali, Donchi, Mitchell, Tedeschi, Noori, Mofat, and Klumpastra, rounding out the participants. Let's see what the drivers have in store for us tonight. Right now it's Ben Georgiev topping the charts with a 1:42.07 on that third lap. Right now we're looking at Mark Richards on his attack. The number 420 finishing up his third lap right now. His best lap is a 1:45.41. So possibly having a little bit more pace beneath him here on this third lap, coming into that iconic stadium section. Esa de Lago through Orquilla. This spits you out towards the S's. And this is where it's really going to punish those tires, the switchbacks, the right, left, back and forth. Is going to punish the driver's patience time and time again, lap after lap. This is going to be a very long run, folks. So the drivers are going to have to contend with fuel strategy as well as their tire management, as we talked about, and he goes bouncing and banging, clattering over the curbs. I don't think this is going to be a valid lap for Mr. Richards, but he's going to punch it hard to the line. Will this be a valid lap? 145.413. 45.235 is all he's able to produce on that last attempt of his. Jason Brandt now coming through the final couple of corners, the Foro Sol. And through the final corner we go. 149.59 turns into a 146.8 that last time by. Nick Ewers into the wall in the qualifying session. It looks like this is coming through the S's. And yeah, that's really going to hurt him now with just 50 seconds remaining in the qualifying session. Nick Ewers is going to start from the back of the pack in P23, unfortunately. Oscar Corbett, the Sausage Dodger, piloting the 998 currently. Running in P15. And that will finish up the session, unfortunately for Corbett, unable to produce anything better than 144.87. Get the results here on screen. Ben Georgiev led for HPR Esports in front of Elsner, Webb, Menderes, Tessitore, Kenny, Gabbiati, Pizzetti, Clark, Horn, Grabner, Beaton, Marshall, Ghazali, Corbett, Simpkins, Richards, Williams. That's 1 second separating your top 5, 6. They have Gabbiati, the gatekeeper of the 2 seconds back. Over to the best of the rest, Tim Williams in 18th, Kolarik, McCarthy, Brandt, Hines, Ewers, and Marcilla gonna round it out. Over to the grid, Georgiev and Elsner line that first row with Webb and Menderes in the row 2. Tessitore and Kenny, Gabbiati and Pizzetti, Clark and Horn, Grabner and Beaton line themselves up for the first 6. Then Marshall, Ghazali, Corbett, Leslie Simpkins, Mark Richards, Tim Williams, Clark, with Jack McCarthy, Jason Brandt, Thomas P. Hines, Nick Ewers, Emanuelic Marcilla. Line the 12 rows here, and all 24 drivers. Love to see everybody in the YouTube chat. Thank you very much for your love. Thank you very much for your support. You guys are absolutely phenomenal, folks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell me who your favorite driver is, but the lights are ready to come on. Here at the Autodromo, let's take a look at the drivers and who's going to get the best run. Ben Georgiev has a good run, but Matt Webb getting caught up in a tussle now with Mert Menderes just ahead of him. Like we said, it's going to be a long run down towards the first corner. It's going to be a slipstream battle. Webb gets through on Mert. It's going to be single file line, or will it be? Let's go to the overhead shot to see what's going on. Further back, Andrew Kenny in the mix with Pizzetti, and it's all green and clean for the Sausage Dodgers, who are getting their elbows out tonight. And the run down towards the following corner is going to be a little bit spicier than not. Oh, and a little bit of argy-barginess coming through the stadium section. It's going to be a little bit of calamity, but mostly green and clean for the field right now. Looking at the gaps, things have kind of settled in to a little bit of a pack. Tim Williams from the Sausage Dodgers in the mix with Nick Ewers and Jack McCarthy, the number 7 and the 70, 3 wide in the background, coming down in towards the final couple of corners, but the 797 covers it off from Jack McCarthy and Emanuelic Marcilla. Up ahead, the battle for the lead has definitely shaken itself up. Ben George of Nick Elster, Matt Webb running 1, 2, 3. Mertman Darres P2 in the championship right now, running P4. He's going for the consistency rather than the outright win, it looks like. His results, well, they've been very promising. So I'm sure he's going to go after it again for heat number 2. Emmanuel Marcilla crashes. Let's get a replay of what happened here for the number 70. Coming through, goes a little bit deep, and that'll be self-inflicted for the 70. Elsner all over the rear wing now. '88 challenging the 333, but 2 teammates should be working together. I believe they are from HP. No, they're the Sector 1, excuse me. I was going to say HPR team, but no, but part of the Sector 1 team is that quick clarification comes out. Fast lap of the race coming in from Ben George of a 42.07. Jack McCarthy trying to chase down Nick Ewers up ahead. Let's take a look at Sam Marshall. He's earned a little bit of a tussle with Marino Cloaric. Number 16 gets alongside in that plaid machine, clatters over the curbs there, doesn't mind touching a few sausages. But the 19 will do the same in the Camel GT livery. All this battling brings along the likes of Richards into the mix. What is he going to do now that he has the slipstream? He's going to look to the inside line on the number 19 who goes open. And there it is. The 420 finds the way through, switches back over to the racing line. 3 wide further back through the stadium section. It's going to get a little crazy as the number 19 gives a little kiss to Tim Williams, who's a Jason Brandt, excuse me, in the number 11. Jason Brandt is through. Up ahead to the Elsner Menderes Webb trio. This is the battle for the podium spot. Leslie Simpkins with 2 positions gained on the evening so far. Galactic Gremlin in the YouTube chat saying, nice and clean start. Well done, lads. Well done indeed, I would say. As they keep it green and clean here. Only a few minor incidents came out. Richard Beaton had an incident earlier on. That's about it. Other than that, we're still running right now with 14 minutes left to go in this heat. A battle further back, including Matthew Clark, Philip Grabner, and Jason Horn. This is Grabner's position to lose as Clark chucks it up the inside line, forcing the HPR Esports machine to go over the curves, but a little bit of a wiggle there for Matt Clark. Then they're going to go side by side through the arena section. And Clark is through before we get to the S's, but will this allow Grabner to challenge back? He's right on the heels right now. A quick downshift in the second gear there. I think that really hurt the number 20's momentum, but he's super late on the brakes. Maybe too late on the brakes. Goes a little bit deep. That's going to force an issue from Horn and Noah Ghazali behind. And the 911 Red Bull machine is going to go wheel to wheel with the 93 of James Horn. Tucks back in, slipstream engaged, and immediately pops out of single file running. Very long stretch before we get down towards the first corner, but the 911 of Ghazali gets the position on James Horn. Richard Beaton and Leslie Simpkins in the mix also back here, with Oscar Corbett trying to find any positions he can possibly gain tonight. .399 in the 553, wheel to wheel through the double right-handers. It's one of the most technical parts of the racetrack, to say the least. Then you get down to the S's that demand absolute precision. It looks like Simpkins is catching up to Richard Beaton up ahead. Made a look for the pass, but couldn't quite get that one to stick. Gap opening up, though, from Elsner to Menderes. Was a 4/10 gap on the last lap alone. Menderes was on the rear wing of Nick Elsner and challenging for that podium, but he's a little too far back this time around. Let's check out the Ewers Marcilla Jack McCarthy battle, as this trio still has some points to fight over in the championship. Jack McCarthy leads Emanuele Marcilla and Tim Nick Ewers behind. And very good, clean running here with the Sausage Dodgers with just under 10 to go in the first heat, folks. Gaps opened up quite a bit in the closing minutes. Ben Georgiev has run away with it currently. Matt Webb in P2, Nick Elsner in third. Mert Menderes in fourth position, about 8/10 back from this trio. It's impressing me how well the Sector 1 team has really just managed to stay glued to each other. They found very similar pace and haven't challenged each other. Grabner here with the number 93 of Horn. And this will be the HPR esports team, the Austrian driver making up position now. Sam Marshall, Jack McCarthy. This is going to be the Camel GT livery against the Sausage Dodger. And the 7 goes through on the number 19 into the stadium. Simpkins still all over the rear wing of Richard Beaton, waiting for that critical mistake to finally happen. Here's Simpkins trying to go for a switchback on Beaton. Can't get the run through the short straightaway. Gives a little bump to Beaton from behind. Oscar Corbett now in the mix as well, driving the 998. The 399 is technically ahead of Beaton there. As we got to corner number 1, Beaton had to secede the position. Now Oscar Corbett in the mix. Let's check out Philip Grabner and James Horn. They're going to continue their bout. It's the 20 again to the inside line. HPR esports machine outside run through the double right-handers the very long way around the outside. Tries to turn in, but the 93 existed, and he had to check up there. Six minutes, 10 seconds left to go. And it's still going to be 1, 2, 3 for Georgiev, Matt Webb, and Nick Elsner. Up ahead, Ghazali in the 911 ahead of the number 18. Cheers for Alejandro Tessitore in chat from Marco. Here's a quick update for the Verapelle Racing Team. Alejandro Tessitore is up into P5 right now. Start of the race in P5. Has Andrew Kenny behind, but that's a whopping 7 seconds back currently. Up ahead, it's a 2.7 second gap to Mert Menderes. Let's take a look at James Horn. Seems to be the magnet of attraction this race. He's in a mix with Mauro Gabbiati and Philip Grabner. 9th, 10th, and 11th place up for grabs. And there's a lot of damage to Mauro Gabbiati's rear wing. We'll get a replay of that crash, but he's got no rear wing and a ton of damage to that vehicle. Let's see what happened here to Gabbiati. Looks like he was all by himself, the number 81. Getting set up to come into the S's and loops it round. And now Horn and Grabner have the struggle of trying to get by Morrow. Change for P2, P3. Elsner now leads Matt Webb. They invert their positions. And Gabbiati crashes again. Get a quick look at what happened here. Oh, man. Just not having a wing, loses balance. And a gap that was pretty substantial for Webb to Elsner now inverts itself. And they're close together on track again. Jack McCarthy right behind Emanuelic Marcella. Up here, it's still Leslie Simpkins, Beaton, and Oscar Corbett in the mix. Currently running in 11th, 12th, 13, Leslie Simpkins, Beaton, and Oscar Corbett. Beaton trying to defend a little bit, but also trying to get the momentum to potentially get a run on the 399 ahead. Nick Elsner makes a little bit of a mistake. And now Matt Webb is going to go through, and they're going to change positions again. And Mert trying to find a way by the back marker, and the 911 was able to do so, but he still sits 1.8 seconds back from the cars he's chasing for the podium. Mauro Gabbiati and Emanuel Marcella, the 70 and the 81, coming down and towards one. It will go Marcella's way. On board now with Leslie Simpkins as we go on to the last lap of the race. It will be Ben Georgiev leading us by 5 seconds. Sam Marshall here and Mauro Gabbiati. Well, don't forget about Oscar Corbett now and Mark Richards. Two sausage dodgers might go wheel to wheel headed down in towards turn one. The 420 trails the 998 of Corbett. Corbett giving a little push to the 420 into one. Mauro Gabbiati and Sam Marshall here. Lead on the brakes for the number 19 of Marshall. He's going to work that wheel and bounce over the sausages, get around Gabbiati with a wounded wing. Over to the leader, though, it will be a commanding and dominant finish for Ben Georgiev tonight, who's going to take the victory here at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. P1 for Ben Georgiev. At the end of the day, he's going to walk home with a great haul of points. Matt Webb in P2, Nick Elsner in P3, Martin Darras crosses the line in 4th, Alejandro Tessitore in 5th with Kenny in 6th, Pizzetti in 7th, Matthew Clark in 8th. Leslie Simpkins still in a battle with Philip Grabner to the line. It will be Grabner in front of Simpkins, but just by 1/10 of a second. Richard Beaton, the 553 in 12th with Oscar Corbett, Mark Richards in tow, Jason Brandt, Marino Cloaric, Emanuel Marcilla, Jack McCarthy, Mauro Gabbiati, Sam Marshall, Tim Williams, and Nick Ewers. Get the results up for heat number 1. It was Georgiev taking the win by 5 seconds nearly in front of Matt Webb. Nick Elster in P2. And then it was going to be Mert Menderes in 4th. Elstner commanded that race with Matt Webb, did such a great job. Andrew Kenny, Pizzetti, Tessitore, Clark, Horn, Grabber, Simpkins, Beaton, Corbett, Richards, Brandt, Cloaric, Marcilla, and Jack McCarthy. Gabbiani, Marshall, Williams, Ewers, Ghazali, and Hines round out all of our participants tonight. As we have this warm-up period, let's take a quick reminder to thank all of our participants tonight for showing up and showing out. This has been an absolute fantastic night. Incredible views here from Mexico City. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back in just about 2 minutes' time. Don't go anywhere, folks. It's Sausage Dodgers Racing here for the Porsche Cup Season 2. And we're back, folks, and the grid lines up as follows. Brandt and Richards, Corbett and Beaton, Simpkins and Grabner, Horn and Clark, Pizzetti and Kenny, Desatore and Menderes. Further back, it'll be Elsner and Webb, Georgiev and Clark, Marcilla McCarthy, Grabner, Marshall, Williams, Ewers, Ghazali, and Hines. And we're ready to go green, green, green here for Sausage Dodgers Racing, folks. And the 399 of Leslie Simpkins immediately makes up a position, stepping out of line. The 420 of Richards gets a move done on Jason Brandt. He'll have the inside line down towards the first corner. 2x2, 3 wide, 4 wide, 5 wide in the background. It's going to be a drag down towards the first corner. The 691 of Mert Menderes is trying to make up positions. It's going to be at least 3 wide going down to the first chicane. Some guys are making it 4 wide, and there's a car spun off in the midfield. The 83 and the 691 have to take evasive action to stay clear of that one. Over to the 20 of Oscar Corbett, and the Philip Grabner battle is in the number 20. Things not settling down. It's a long 40-minute race. Expect to see a pit stop as well, but the drivers are battling like this is going to be a 3-lap sprint. Matt Webb, our championship leader, has a meatball flag. We need to get a replay of that incident and see what happened. Grabner involved in the incident as well. Here comes the 000 on the 998, forcing him a little bit wide and compromised out of the final corner. The 18 and the 93 go door to door as well. 18, the 93, and the Tessitore number 4. All three of them looking stout here, coming down into towards 1. Number 4 gives a little bit of a kiss to the 18, causes him to get a little squirrely under braking. 18 goes over the curb, bumps out wide the number 93. He's not going to be too pleased about that one. Late on the brakes for the 93, tries to go up the inside on the number 18, but can't find the daylight. Ghazali here in the 991 has got a spin. I think that was Emanuelic Marcella. Yeah, the number 70 there. Recap here what happened to Mauro Gabbiati, or this is Matt Webb's crash, and we're gonna have to go backwards to find out what happened here to Webb. He goes off track in avoidance, gets back on, and bangs doors with a 33. Ooh. That's a tough one to look at. The stewards are definitely going to take a look at that one. Grabner and Pizzetti here. And the 998 of Corbett going very slowly. There must have been another crash. Here it is. And the spin behind as 18 charges through the field. Oh, and a solo spin for the 998, it looks like. 55 in front of the 83. Nick Ewers leads this battle pack with 6 positions gained in front of Pizzetti, Brandt, and Corbett. Whoa, and a little bit of a touch there. I think Ewers was touched by Pizzetti potentially. Here comes the 998 of Corbett on his recovery drive, trying to get around the wounded Emanuelic Marcella. Does so relatively easily. Right now, at least for now, it is a British podium lockout. Mark Richards, Leslie Simpkins, Matthew Clark, and Richard Beaton even. But Beaton's getting passed by Ben Georgiev here and now. Beaton also under attack from Alessandro Tessitore behind in 6th position. Tessitore opens the door himself on the 553, lets himself in, sits right down, and enjoys himself a TV dinner. Oh no, what happened to Richards? Here's the replay of what happened for the lead. Richards just a little bit wide. The 399 says thank you very much. I'll walk right on by. At the double right-hander there in the infield. Three-way battle. Mert Banderas back into the mix. Up into P13. Right in front of Jason Brandt and Andrea Pizzetti. On board with Brandt. Coming down in towards turn 1, Pizzetti backs out. Falls in single file. Battle up front as Ben Georgiev and Matt Clark go door to door. This shakes up the British lockout. And the German driver now onto the podium. Close, tight battle here between Georgiev now and Mark Richards just ahead. Side by side, the 18. There, getting a door along the quarter panel. The run belongs to him. Down towards 1. It was only a matter of time before the 18 caught up, but Richards is going to challenge a little bit there and try to carry the speed through the first chicane, but he just can't quite hold on. Tessitore just behind Matthew Clark, but Clark opens the door for the number 4 And there it is. He's right on through. Nick Elster and Mauro Gabbiati. Gabbiati didn't have such a great race last time out, so he's maybe driving with a little bit of his heart on his sleeve. The 88 of Elstner side by side goes a little bit deep, but clatters over the sausages and is through. Battle for the lead exchanges positions as Leslie Simpkins gets passed by Ben Georgiev now. And this is going to be a great haul of points for Georgiev tonight, who's running P4 in the championship currently. Definitely use all the help he can get. The 420 under attack, and the siege driven by the 4 of Tessitore. Tessitore continues to look for a way by Mark Richards, but it's just not in existence right now. A93, a little bit squirrely. That's James Horn in the chase with Richard Beaton and Nick Elsner. Horn defending hard but fair. Number 5 of Elsner behind is looking for his opportunity to strike. Is it here? Is it now? It's the long way around the outside for the 88. He's trying to find the way through, but the daylight doesn't exist there. Elsner mounting an attack, but so is Richards here. Under attack from the number 4 of Tessitore. Tessitore attacks the inside line on the number 420, goes over the sausage, and the 420 has to do the same now. This time the run is good for the number 4, not so much for the 420. Andrea Pizzetti and Jason Brandt here and now challenging into the same chicane. And the 998 of Oscar Corbett really does a great job of closing down the gap. James Horm here, and the number 93 and the 553 getting alongside is going to be the 88. He's trying to get a 3-for-1 special now. Nick Elsner making up moves up 6 positions. Here comes Elsner now on the 93 of Horn. Again, that outside line trial is not going to work out for Elsner. A little too far back to make anything happen on this lap, going down and towards 1. Elsner still trying to challenge forward. As James Horn up ahead, being a little bit of a cork in the bottle. As we know, Elsner significantly has the pace. Last 4 or 5 laps going Elsner's way. There's a nice switchback from Elster, and he's going to go through on the number 93. Is he fully alongside this time? He is definitely through and laid on the brakes into the stadium. On board with Richard Beaton now. You can see his rear view mirror is absolutely filled with the Italian colors. Mauro Gabbiati there, waiting to strike. Beaton running a very good lap this time, but gets a little touch from behind from Gabbiati, able to catch it. Incredible recovery and quick hands from Richard Beaton. Nose to tail for Simpkins, Richards, and Tessitore in the battle for the podium with 21 minutes left to go. Who's going to be the first to blink and come down into the pits? Here's Ghazali and Gabbiati with Jack McCarthy behind. Georgiev up the road by 13 seconds. Tessitore gets by Mark Richards in their battle. But Richards can still clinch onto a podium if he can keep up with the likes of Tessitore and Simpkins. Tessitore's fast lap being a 1:43.10, while Simpkins and Richards are in the 44s. Richards tries to get a run on the number 4 of Alejandro Tessitore in front, but it doesn't work out. Mauro Gabbiani, Richard Beaton, these two won't stop fighting. 553 backs out early onto the brakes, and 81 leaves enough racing breath on the inside line just in case. Mauro Gabbiani with 11 positions gained tonight, and Richard Beaton falls back to the number 911 of Ghazali, and also Jack McCarthy now finding a way through. It's all going wrong here for the 553 of Beaton. Side by side through the S's, and a little bit of a touch to the number 7 is going to force Jack McCarthy round. On board with Alejandro Tessitore. Tessitore to the inside there. Faster laps coming in from Tessitore, while Simpkins and Richards 310 slow. So where are the cheers in the YouTube chat for Alejandro Tessitore, who's worked his way up into P2 now? Come on, let's hear it. And 9 positions gained tonight. 18 minutes left to go, folks. Nick Elsner, Matthew Clark in their battle. It looks like a deep late break for Clark. He's going to go off trying to defend back Nick Elsner, but it's to no avail. Elsner is through himself.
Hello. Hello, good evening. Yeah, hello. Correct. Yeah, cleanly not at all. At lab one, I had a contact with Nick. That wasn't nice because I couldn't turn right and he couldn't turn left. So we are together in one car, and yeah, he won. But yeah, the race was cool. It was a bit yeah, alone, but all in all, it was a good day here at Mexico. Yeah, of course. Yeah, you said that it's definitely important to hit the apex and to, yeah, get clean out of the corner, I think, for the long straight. But of course, you can defend here, I think. It's not it's easier than on Suzuka, I think. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, of course, to my team, Happy Esports. Yeah, they're great guys, and my teammate also had a issue in lab one, but he made it to the end. So yeah, great shout out to them and to my team. Thank you. Yeah, great night. See you. Bye.